We continue where the first part of this story left off. We cut to Lincoln's room the next day, where the white-haired male himself is crying heavily from remembering such grim moments in his life for almost half an hour. He regains composure, but sadly looks at the readers. Lincoln, to readers, I'm really sorry you had to see that, but trust me, I can't live like this any further, because I am sick, and tired of pushing my own sisters any further. Man. Maybe Lori was right after all. I am the biggest twerp of this family. I just don't know what to do anymore at this point, and looks like there is only one thing to do. He pulls out his phone, and dials James. The British picks up. James, hello? Lincoln, Jimmy? It's Lincoln. Can you and Norman come to my house? There is something that I'll need to discuss with you too. James, all right, we'll be there soon. Lincoln, okay. Thanks, dude. Lincoln hangs up the phone, then several minutes later, James and Norman have gathered in Lincoln's room with the white-haired boy himself. Lincoln, okay guys, there's something which I need to talk to you about. Norman, what is it, Lincoln? Lincoln, I want to leave all of my family and friends behind, and join your group. The European duo widen their eyes from surprise. James, what? Norman, why? Lincoln, you see, I remembered how often, way too often, caused my sisters to be against me, including the moments when I have harmed some of my pals, like Ronnie and Clyde. And that's why, in an effort to prevent further damage to everyone in my life, I am officially planning to leave all of my family and friends behind, and then afterwards join your group. I just can't see myself inflicting any more damage to the people in my life. James, I see. Norman, so what will you do for now? Lincoln, first thing is that for the time being, I will never speak to everyone ever again, unless I am spoken to first. Then, I'll give myself some time to do some stuff, and that's when I'll do it. James, okay. Norman, you sure about that though? Lincoln, yeah. Besides, it'd be about time for me to move on, and keep going as long as I can. James, yep, I can tell. Norman, all right then. James, will not question your decision, though, because as they say, only time will tell. Lincoln, I see. I'll let you know when it's time, though. James, got it. Later, dude. Lincoln, bye, guys. James and Norman leave Lincoln's room, and then the house. And with that, we see the montage of Lincoln being silent and emotionless for the time. We see how he never talks to anyone in the house, including the parents, how he never conversates, even during suppers, how he never watches some TV with all of his family, and then, we cut to his sister's activities, like Lynn's games and Luna's concerts, and Lincoln isn't cheering for any of his sisters whatsoever. As time goes on, he even stops attending some family time with both his parents and sisters. Time has passed, and Lincoln isn't seen spending some time with his family whatsoever. Lori has noticed Lincoln's sudden prolonged silence and absence from family activities, and decided now is the time to find out what's been going on with her sole little brother. Several minutes later, Lori approaches Lincoln's room. She knocks on the door. Lincoln, muffled, monotone, come in. Lori enters Lincoln's room to discuss his sudden silence, and sits on his bed, next to the white-haired male himself. Lori, hey, Lincoln. You seem awfully quiet lately. Are you all right? Lincoln, what do you mean? Lori, you never talk to any one of us, you never chat during dinners, you never spend some time with us, and you've been missing out on our activities recently. I'm literally worried about you, Lincoln. Lincoln sadly sighs, I'm sorry, Lori, it's just that I remembered how I kept tormenting you guys with my idiocy and sheer stupidity during those times. I just don't know what else to do at this point. So that's why, in order to stop inflicting any further damage to you guys, I decided to never speak to you guys again, unless when I'm spoken to, that is, and when the time is right. I'll leave all of you and my friends behind, since I've harmed them in the past too, and then I'll join James and Norman's group. Lori gasped from hearing such plans, and tightly embraced her soul brother. Lori, no. Please don't leave us, Lincoln. We still love you, we really do. Lincoln, voice breaks, but, be you. Lori breaks the hug and places her finger on Lincoln's lips to pacify him. Lori, SHHH. Everything's fine. I'm not mad at you, Link. Lincoln, are really? Lori, yeah. Lincoln, Lori. Now it's Lincoln who tightly hugs his elder sister, and cries from guilt and shame. Lori caresses his back, gently. Lori, there, little bro. He keeps crying into her chest for several minutes, then stops and regains composure. Lincoln, Lori, I am so sorry for everything that I've done to you and others in the past, and I really, really am. Lori, what do you mean? Lincoln, well, there were moments when I was a big jackass to you and others. Like the times when I posted that embarrassing video of you, and the others online, selfishly took advantage of you girls, so you can have me choose either the beach and Dairyland, forced you girls to have another picture taken by changing you into something you're completely not, decided to tune you girls out with the noise begone earbuds to get some peace and quiet, kicked you girls out of the small pool that I had gotten for myself, became a selfish snob by hogging the limo all to myself, caused Bobby to break up with you when I insulted Ronnie, and kept Bobby to myself during that fair, which caused you to experience a mental breakdown, the time I changed Lisa into something to fit in with my classmates, the time I forced you girls into the whole greenhouse fiasco, and there are many other rude actions that I have committed too. So that's why I decided to stop it all, and leave you forever. Lori, no Lincoln, don't leave us behind. We're your family, and always love you, no matter what. Then Lori realizes that she wasn't any better than Lincoln during those times. Lori, although I have to admit, Lincoln, I wasn't any better myself to you and others, because I have my own jackass moments too. Lincoln, yeah. Lincoln knows what is his eldest sister talking about. Lori, there were times when I wasn't any better myself, like when I have prevented you from using the bathroom, by using that classic claim that I was born first. I have kicked you out of my room and threatened you, broke your gaming goggles, and gave you a not-so-sincere apology. I fought you over a dumb car seat, forced you to be my ottoman as part of a prank, barfed on you on all those road trips we went on, and took a photo of it with my phone, beat you up over a dumb measly quarter, forced you to do stuff for my own selfish gain, kicked you out of the van just because I didn't win a spa voucher ticket, when I could have simply went and purchased one with discounts, and there is more terrible stuff I did to you. So it's safe to say, Lincoln, that you're not alone who commits such horrible stuff in this house. I was also horrible to my other sisters as well, like the time I sabotaged Lenny's driving test, because I didn't want you or the others to be given free rides, and all the other times we fought over stupid petty stuff. Not to mention, I am the big hypocrite in this place. I yelled like heck at you for going into my room and threatened you to get out. Yet I was more than willing to go to your room without any thoughts, like that time me and the others found out about your sweet spot plans. There was also the time where Lynn brought home that boy we thought was bullying you, and what I said to him was, how dare you bully our brother? Only we get to do that. Some sister I am. I've also done other stuff, such as accusing you of clogging the toilet, without seeing any evidence, and then laughing at your humiliation, and that time where I gave you a wedgie out of anger, and so much more crude things that makes me such a horrible, horrible sister to you and others. I am so sorry too, Lincoln. I really wish I could have done something about those times, but because of my own idiocy and immaturity, I didn't even bother at all. Once again, I'm sorry too, little bro. Lincoln is somewhat relieved that Lori has finally realized the way of her mistakes, but still, he committed as much bad things as her. Lori, oh, and there was that infamous dress incident. Lincoln, oh yes, that. Now Lincoln deeply frowns from remembering one of the worst moments in his life. Lori, all of that happened because I overreacted over a stupid dress like a man-child, and got mad at Lenny, then it went downhill from there. I didn't mean to have you suffer all that nonsense, and cause you to get away, and to leave behind the implication that we hate you. Lincoln, I don't hate you, none of us do. I know that you tried your best to help us, yet all of us were blind to actually realize that. I really had no idea how much torture you had to go through, and all because of me and my stupidity. Lincoln slowly and sadly nods in acknowledgement. Lori, then there was that bad luck fiasco. Lincoln now shuts his eyes and grimaces from hearing those words again. Lori, when we literally treated you like an outcast, kicked you out of the house, boarded up your bedroom, and sold all of your furniture, while making you sleep outside. No family should be this stupid to commit such gruesome stuff. Lincoln, couldn't have said it myself better, but Lori, you have to remember that I brought all of that stuff upon myself by spreading the rumor that I'm bad luck around, and by lying to you all that I was bad luck. Everything that really happened to me that day was by my hand, and I made a mistake that day. Lori, but that still doesn't give us rights to evict you to the point of possibility of being either shot or kidnapped. Seriously, Lincoln, I should have known better. Lincoln, I know, but still, I had no right to lie blatantly like that. And I'm sorry about your wedges, Lori. Lori, Linky, your well-being is more important to me than some stupid clubs. Never think this way, okay? Lincoln, I'll try my best. Lori, yeah, that could work. Oh, and I'll let you on to something. Lincoln, what is it? Lori, after the first couple of days when we forced you to wear that suit, me and Lenny were talking, because she was the first one to notice that you were actually going through an absolute torture while having that suit on, so we've been talking sometime later, and agreed that you take off that suit for good and be treated as a normal brother again, not some idiotic good luck charm. Lincoln, what about Lynn though? How did she react? Lori, no worries about her. In fact, after her reaction, she decides to give in. And that's when I decided it's time I use my anger for a good reason, at least. Flashback to sometime after events of no such luck. Loud residence, evening. Lynn has reacted with shock and fear when Lincoln was finally permitted to take off the suit forever, but later calmed down and accepted the fact. Then Lori comes to her jock sister, but suddenly, the eldest loud sibling gets angry and lifts her sporty sister by collar. Lori, sternly and threateningly, I swear to God, Lynn, if I hear you calling Lincoln bad luck again, it will be you who'll be literally turned to a human freaking pretzel. Understood? Lynn was very intimidated by Lori's stern warning. She gulped and nervously nodded. Lori, good. Drops Lynn on the ground, the latter got a bit hurt by that. Flashback ends, back to present. Lincoln is surprised that Lori actually used her big sister's tactics for a good reason, also for the first time in his life. Lincoln, wow, I see. Lori, so yeah. Then, after a moment of silence, he embraces her again, with the latter returning the favor, while smiling, of course. Lori, now Lincoln, please don't leave all of us behind, and look at me in the eyes. Lincoln does so. He turns and looks at Lori straight in the eyes, then the latter places her hands on the former's shoulders. Lori, I love you, Lincoln. We love you, and we will never love you any less. Just because you were born as a boy doesn't give us right to torment you mercilessly, Link. Lincoln, Lori, now, I actually wanted to talk to you about something, but because you were paranoid over something, decided to do it a bit later. Now is my chance, though. Lincoln, well, what is it, Lori? Lori, I was thinking, maybe we could go out together, and eat somewhere quiet, like that French-Mexican fusion restaurant from a while back. Lincoln, alright, I'm in. Lori smiles and hugs her soul brother again. Lori, thanks, Linky. What do you say we'll do so tomorrow? Lincoln, yes, we'll go. Lori, alrighty. Oh, and one more thing, little bro. Lincoln, what is it, big sis? Lori smiles at Lincoln. From now on, you're always welcome in my room, 24/7. You can now enter my room anytime you want, and without hesitation at all. Because you are my brother, not a friend. And I still love you, Lincoln, I really do, ever since Mom brought you home from the maternity hospital. You are my hope, Lincoln. Sure, I might love Bobby as much, but I'll always love you, just as much. Lincoln smiles too, thanks, Lori. Lori rubs Lincoln's hair, you're welcome, little bro. She kisses Lincoln's forehead, the two share a hug, and break it after a minute, for the last time. Lori, if you need anything I'll be in my room. Lincoln, got it. Love you, big sis. Lori, love you too, little bro. Lori leaves Lincoln's room, goes to her and Lenny's room. Sometime later. We cut to the living room, where Lori has called for a family meeting, with the parents giving approval for such moment, and yes, they are there as well. Lori, okay everyone, you all know why we are having this family meeting. I've been talking to Lincoln, and he said why he has been quiet recently, and missing out on our family times. Luna, now that you mentioned, yeah, I've noticed that too. Luan, same here. Lucy, ditto. Lori, he told me that he had a series of flashbacks of every bad moment in his life, like the sister fight protocol incident. The rest of family now frowned from hearing those words again. Lori, the Princess Pony fiasco. It's Lucy now who shakes her head from guilt, after Lincoln went through that misery, because of the loud goth. Even though she likes it, she wouldn't do the same with someone from her family. Lori, the Sharon de Monet incident. The sisters feel guilty from hearing those words, especially when all of them have beaten up their only brother just for money. Lori, and so on. We can't let him being depressed, so that's why I have this idea, why don't we all spend some time with Lincoln together, one by one? Actually do something that he would like to do. Rita, yeah, I agree. This should definitely help him to get back to his old, cheery, and optimistic self. Lynn Sr., me too. Anything to help our son. The rest of sisters agree to Lori's proposal. Lori, then it's decided, you guys. Starting tomorrow, all of us will be spending time with Lincoln one by one, reassure him at the end that we still love him, very much, and hope that he'll snap out of his depression by the time we all do our parts. Family meeting is adjourned. The family now stands up and disperses from the living room, going back to their usual activities. To be continued in part 3.